Hey everybody, it's February 20th, 2017, and this is Daily Vlog number 296, and it's Monday, and I get the day off today. How about that? Hope everybody's had a good weekend and got a chance to rest. And today I have 5 stories I want to tell you about, so let's just get right down to it. First one here is Simon & Schuster cancels Milo book deal. Publishing company Simon & Schuster have canceled a book deal for the right-wing personality Milo Yiannopoulos following the circulation of a video in which he condones pedophilia. Now, he's said a lot of controversial things, and he's even been banned from Twitter, and I think he might have been banned from a few other social media sites. So this guy, he sticks his foot in his mouth just about every time he opens his mouth. And one of his appearances was even canceled because people rioted when they found out he was going to show up. So they had to cancel an appearance. So,
Who is this guy?
it's Milo Yiannopoulos.
And who is he?
He's a right-wing personality. He he says a lot of racist stuff, and just uh, he got banned from Twitter for ragging on people and calling them different racial slurs and things like that. So, but yeah, he needs to kind of fade away before he gets into any more trouble, I think. And then next story here is a day without immigrants. More than 100 workers fired over strike. Now, I first heard about this. There was a restaurant that fired 12 workers for not showing up to work. And at first, when I read this, I thought maybe the restaurant was just being crappy to the people. But I come to find out that they didn't not just show up, they didn't even bother to call in and tell them they weren't coming. And that's one thing. Every place I've ever worked at, if you're a no-call, no-show, you automatically quit your job, really. Um,
What about the time that we got stuck in the ditch and had no phone? The nearest phone was 2 miles away.
well, that,
I was a no call, no show.
yeah, but, yeah, and they could have fired you for that. But, you know, that's really one of the things. If they would have called and like, for the blue flu, you know, like the cops have the blue flu, it might have been different. But when you expect somebody to show up and then they don't show up and it's too late to get a replacement, that's kind of hard on businesses, and they don't take kindly to that. And when you have a bunch of people at the same place not show up, like 12 people from this restaurant were fired because they didn't show up. Now, a lot of places just had to close because they didn't have enough workers to do business that day. But I don't know. What's your opinion? Put your opinions down there, and we'll get a discussion started. Do you think they should get their jobs back, or do you think it was right for the companies to fire them? And then in the next story here, Canadian border sees surge in families, others crossing illegally from the U.S. And here, just a little bit of the story here. A family of 7 with small children, a woman who was taken to the hospital after falling on the ice, a Nigerian man who had to have fingers amputated due to frostbite. These are among a growing number of asylum seekers and other migrants trekking on ice and snow to cross over the United States border into
Where are they crossing
Canada.
at?
It doesn't say where exactly they're crossing at, just crossing the border
Someplace cold.
from Canada to the U.S. Yep.
From U.S. to Canada?
Yeah, from the U.S. to Canada. So I guess people weren't kidding when they said they'd move to Canada if Trump became president. Well, I don't know what to say about that. And then in the next story here, there's a report. Group bypasses unmanned TSA security gate at airport. Presumed boarding flights. A group of 11 people went through an unmanned TSA security gate at J.F. Kennedy International Airport and are now believed to have boarded flights, according to NBC News investigative reporter Tom Winter. Well, there's our tax dollars at work. Just let them all through. But, my opinion is we don't need the TSA anymore, because if somebody gets on a flight and even cause the slightest bit of disturbance, the rest of the passengers on that plane just go crazy. I mean, they've had to turn around and go back to the airport because people have just lost their heads because somebody was speaking Arabic on a plane. So,
what about the guy that was a math professor, was getting ready to give a speech or whatever, and he had a math equation, and somebody thought it was a bomb?
Yeah, just like that. So why do we need the TSA for? Because anybody that gets on a plane that even looks at you cross-eyed, the entire plane's gonna just jump all over them. Really. So, but you can put your comments down there, and we'll discuss that. Okay, give it a comment, Cindy.
There's this old joke.
Uh-huh.
That this man had to take a flight somewhere, and he was terrified of getting on a plane with a bomb. So he went to a statistician, and he said, the odds of you getting on a plane with a bomb are however many and however many. And he said, but if you want to be sure, he said, take a bomb on the plane yourself. He said, the odds of you getting on a plane with 2 bombs on it.
Yeah. Yeah, right. And that old joke, when you're going through the check-in, don't say hi to Jack.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't say hello to your friend Jack. No, that wouldn't be good. And then, last story here. Trump aides don't want to admit the president is golfing. President Donald Trump has made visiting the Florida golf course a near every weekend habit in the first month of the administration, and his aides are trying to obscure whether Trump is actually golfing during the visits. Now, back in 2015, when Trump made a speech, he ragged on President Obama for going golfing, and he also talked about Obama flying in Air Force One. I've got a little clip here that I want to show you from his speech, so we'll take a look at that, and we'll be right back.
Obama, it was reported today, played 250 rounds of golf, and he's going to be in Hawaii, I think. Did they say for 3 weeks? How can a president, for 3 weeks? I don't have time for that. I love golf. I think it's one of the greats, but I don't have time. 250 rounds, that's more than a guy who plays on the PGA Tour plays. He played more golf last year than Tiger Woods. No, think of it. We don't have time for this. We don't have time for this. We have to work. We have to work. Okay? He talks about the carbon footprint, and then he flies a really old 747 that spews out all sorts of to Hawaii. Right? The carbon footprint. What happened to the carbon footprint?
Okay, there's the clip there. So, really, that's calling the kettle black. He's been golfing almost every weekend, and in that clip he said he doesn't have time for that. He's got to work. Well, I guess when you become president of the United States, it opens up a lot of free time for you, I would suppose. That's all I can think of. And he complained about Obama flying and polluting the air. Well, he just canceled the EPA restrictions on coal companies dumping their waste into rivers and streams, so I don't see where he's got much room to talk. But anyway, if you want to look at any one of these articles, they're all on my Google Plus page, and the link to that's going to be down in the description. Also, a link to the full video that I showed you is also down in the description. And you've heard Cindy today, and most of you have never seen Cindy, so here's a picture of her that I can show you. And this is my Cindy. And you just be quiet, Cindy. See, Cindy? She's cute, isn't she? I love her.
Yes, it's a face only a mother could love. And maybe a blind husband.
My goodness.
Tell people that you were blind, huh?
Yeah. Blind and I can't see.
That's right.
But anyway, everybody, that's it for today. If you like my video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. The link's down below. And please tell your friends and family about my videos and my channel. And also take a look at my social media sites, G+, Facebook, and Twitter. And if you missed yesterday's vlog, just click on the image to the left. And please check out my website, the Chuck Baker homepage at chuckbaker.org. The link's up at the top. Till tomorrow, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.